Hi, my name's Ken. Welcome to Subpar Cosplay. I'll keep this really brief. This is my first video here on YouTube, so I felt obligated to do a quick little intro. I've been doing cosplay for about 10 years now, mostly for my kids, for conventions or Halloween. I just never seemed to have time to do a lot for me and my wife. I'm gonna get better at that. I have been getting better at that, and I might as well film it while I'm at it. I've had people ask me, if I've had a YouTube channel before, and I've always told them no, because I didn't. Never had time for it. Now I'm trying to make more time for it. This first video, it's going to be a super duper easy bracer video. You can use it for anything. You can use it for medieval costumes. You can use a pattern to build on top of that. I've used these patterns before for stormtrooper costumes. It's just really simple, and I figured I'm busting my cherry here on YouTube, and I want to give something easy in case you are busting your cherry with cosplay and prop building. So I picked a super easy tutorial. I'll have much better props, much better costumes in the near future coming up. So let's do it. Am I supposed to wave bye? Enjoy the video. Oh. I never know how to end these things. Ugh.
Below you'll find a link. Print it. Cut it. Trace the pattern onto 5mm foam. Flip it on the mirror line and trace it again. This will give you one solid piece for your bracer. And continue tracing. Once you got all these pretty lines on your foam, go ahead and grab an X-Acto blade and do a nice smooth 90-degree cut. If you need help with the straight lines, go ahead and grab that ruler. Always use a fresh blade whenever you start a new project. Now I thought it'd be fun to add a skull and crossbones, because what if skull and crossbones never been fun? Measuring where I put my design first will guarantee that it's going to be in the exact same spot on the other bracer. To be all symmetrical and whatnot. Now very gently begin to trace your pattern with an X-Acto blade. Do not press your blade all the way through the foam. You just want to kind of scratch the surface with your blade. This will add some really cool depth and detail when we take a heat gun to it. Let's add a little bit of detail to the bracer, so go back to the pattern and cut out the top and bottom portions along the black line. Trace that out onto 2mm foam this time. And before tracing, if you want to go ahead and pin it so your pattern doesn't move around on you, trace out one half, and just as before, mirror and trace out the other half. Do this for both the top and bottom lines. Now take those patterns to the bracer itself, and on the top and bottom respectively, trace the line. This will give us a guide for our contact cement. Now you want to brush out your contact cement nice and smooth. You don't want any pools or any globs. Contact cement has to be nice and dry before it'll give you that permanent bond. Apply it to both the bracer and the detail we're about to add. Now after a few minutes, contact cement will be lighter in color and kind of tacky to touch, like a really weak glue stick. If it's wet, it will not bond correctly. Now slowly and carefully take your detail and press it firmly onto the bracer. Repeat for the top. Now take your heat gun or hair dryer or blowtorch to your design. This is going to expand the foam where we cut it and really bring depth to the design. This is awesome for small details and even stuff like cuts and scratches. Now take that heating utensil of your choosing and apply it to the whole bracer. This is going to make the foam more flexible to bend into the initial shape we want it. You don't want to just glue it right away. After about 30 seconds, throw in some contact cement on both ends. Remember, let this stuff dry for 3 to 5 minutes. Once it's lighter and tacky to the touch, then you put it together. Nice and slowly. Try your best to put it together nice and slowly. The cleaner you glue it together, the less seam you're going to get. The more care you put into gluing it together, the less of a seam you're going to have. Now it's time to seal the foam. For this, I'm going to be using Plasti Dip. Now to get full coverage every time when I'm applying the Plasti Dip, I'm going to take a scrap piece of foam and contact cement it to the inside of the bracer where no one will ever see it. After a few coats of plastic dip in the dry time, I bring the bracer back in. Remove that scrap piece of foam and begin my first of 4 layers of metallic silver acrylic paint. Add some color detail to my design. And voila! You have a super duper easy to do bracer.